So, I completed the Equilibrium Dungeon contest, and I have some thoughts about it. So, first off, this is a completely improvised video, so sorry if I stutter a lot and don't really get my words out properly, but I think while the dungeon contest was super fun, the final boss was not it at all. Um, and the reason I say this is because I'm on the side of the community where if you are going to do hot swapping, which by the way I was forced to do, I was forced to use hot swaps to even have a chance at clearing. If you're gonna build an encounter around hot swapping, just don't put not swap on at all. Like, what's the point of building encounters around the idea of players needing to swap loadouts and then putting penalties on the player for swapping the loadout incorrectly? I don't think that's really like that doesn't seem like good design to me. And it baffles me that this is the third contest where it's been like this. And I I didn't participate in Desert Perpetual. In fact, I'll even show you here. I didn't. Oh right, you can't see the Desert Perpetual Triumph there anymore for some reason. I didn't I didn't partake in that at all. In fact, I haven't even done any feats for Desert Perpetual. Um, but watching it is just like it was not. It didn't look like people were really having all that fun having to hit F1 and change their loadouts so much. And it's like, it wasn't fun for me. And we spent maybe 15 hours on the boss in total. And it was just a complete nightmare. And we breezed through encounter one. Encounter one, I'm not sure what was going on with that encounter, but that was beaten in 20 minutes. My team beat it in 20 minutes, and it it was a joke. The second encounter, that felt a lot more tuned to a contest encounter, and I liked that one a lot more. I think a reason why I liked it is because one massive Ahsoka reference right at the start with the lightsabers being pulled out from the, like, they put the Harrow putting the lightsabers together and pulling them out was just super freaking epic, and I thought it was amazing. And then just the general encounter design I thought was really smart, and it was really cool. So that encounter is codenamed Matador, which obviously that makes a lot of sense. When you think about it in practice, because I mean you're obviously doing what a Matador does and you're baiting the boss into it, and then it's just such a stark difference between second and third encounter that I'm assuming a lot of teams felt this way, that they were like, what is going on? Why did this difficulty suddenly get cranked up to 11? And it shocked me, it shocked my team, and it was just not it was not it. Um and then another unfortunate piece about this is that the contest was trivialized because of um handheld supernova, and we didn't apply that. Unfortunately we didn't. Yeah, we just didn't apply it. We could have, but we didn't. We tried, but it was just not working right for us. There was so many things going wrong, and yeah, it's just like the trivialization of the final boss with handheld supernova. One, that sort of chunking thing has been in the game for a super long time, and to me it seems like that could have been predicted, and I don't know why they didn't think of that. But then on the flip side, they disabled kinetic rupture, they disabled the heavy sniper, they disabled uncivil discourse, um, they disabled, I think, the Widow's Silk aspect. They said they disabled the Navigator Catalyst, but that was enabled in contest and you could do it, but it really didn't do much. Um, and I thought the disabled list was mostly fine, but then again, there were a few like gate-kept text like that obviously got revealed in the contest, and then it trivialized the entire contest, and it was, I think, the shortest contest since Root of Nightmares, which is a title, considering how insanely difficult that final boss is. Like, I've done I've done contest Sundered and Root, not Root, Vesper. So I thought that those two were actually much easier than this. And in fact, um, Vesper really took it out of me when I did it. And I thought like that was going to be peak difficulty for a while. And then Sundered came out and it was unironically easier. And the hardest part of Sundered was Zoetic Lock Set because one, it was instance bugged, and two, it didn't and still doesn't take precision damage properly. I don't know why Bungie keeps designing bosses that have a split health pool among four or just more than one different units, and then of course they can't take precision damage because technically Shriekers are counted as vehicles, and the one Shrieker under the map that has the health pool is technically in the vehicle of the four other ones, and so of course it wouldn't take precision damage. It just looks like it, but it doesn't. And again, still not fixed, by the way. I don't know why it's still not fixed. They said they were going to fix it. They didn't. I don't know. Whatever. Um, but yeah, I also, like, again, hot take, I hate loadout swapping. I get that it's like a skill expression thing, and I'm perfectly fine with people doing it. I think it's like, it makes sense because you're obviously, it's a skill expression. You're showing like, yes, I know the game so well that I can do this, and I can swap my loadout and get the most bang for my buck, and that's perfectly fine. I am totally fine with it. I don't like doing it. I personally do not like doing it, and I think that's also fine. But again, I was forced to for my clear. And hold on, let me pull up the footage of my clear. Okay, so here is my clear. As you can see right at the start, I did a loadout swap. And again, I hate I hate having to do that. It's just it's not fun for me. I don't enjoy opening my menu, and I think another portion of this is, I don't, it's kind of hard to see, but I have like I have, oh, uh-oh. How do I get rid of this? Uh, Go away? Question mark? No, okay, whatever. Uh, I have super low frames. And so, like, this is my issue, I guess. When I'm in my menu, I get even less frames. Um, and this is just when I'm in activities and like intense stuff like this. So when I go into my menu, I lag a ton, and that's just not. I don't like doing that, man. I mean, you'd probably get it. You'd get it if you have a lower tier hardware, but again, it's just, it wasn't enjoyable to do that, and I had to do it all three phases, maximize, completely optimized. Yes, skill expression. Yes, I guess I'm just that good at the game. Whatever. Who really cares? If it were up to me, if I was designing the next contest dungeon, I would do one of two things. Either one, yes, completely design it around loadout swaps, make it so people have to optimize to hell and back, but no, not swap at all. Be straight up with people and be like, this contest was designed around loadout swapping. You will need to do it. And just be upfront with people. Be like, that's how this is going to be done. You need to be ready for that when that happens. And people will probably be like, okay, cool, great, I will do that. Or, on the flip side, don't allow loadout swapping at all, and when the encounter starts, lock your loadouts. That's a thing Bungie can do. They did it with they did it with Contest of Elders. They have a retroactive modifier system that lets them do it. And so, like, it just, to me, it's just, if you have the tech available, just do it. Right? Like, choose one side. Pick a side. Don't dance lightly in between. Be like, oh, well, technically you can do it without loadout swapping, but, you know, you would have a better time doing it with loadout swapping, and it's just, like, just pick a side, man. And, you know, if any, I don't think anybody from the balancing team is ever going to be watching this video, but if you do, just please pick a side. It would make a lot of people feel a lot better, because nobody really likes not swap. I think, personally, if you're going to do not swap, just lock loadouts entirely, and just be like, just don't even, like, if somebody dares to change a shader, freaking eviscerate them mid-encounter. It's just, like, if they change a shader, just kill them and remove their token. Like, I don't even care at this point. I just think you have to pick one or the other, and at some point, the community is going to be completely tired of them being like, oh, we're going to dance around not swap. You might be able to do it, you might not. If you change stats, yeah, you're gonna get killed, but if you change surges, technically you're fine. Or, well, if you change ammo types, then it's gonna happen, but if you change over to a special weapon from a special weapon, you're actually okay. And it's just, like, just please pick a side, dude. I can't iterate that enough, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I mean, to me, from a game design standpoint, it would make so much more sense for them to just, like, either lock loadouts when the encounter starts, or not do any of that at all. And I get contest mode is the hardest of the hard, peak challenge Destiny. Only the top 0.1% of players can do it. I completely understand that. And that makes a lot of sense. However, actually, no, however, that's exactly how I feel. The reason why I do these contests is right here. This is another problem of the game. I don't like RNG exotics. I think that they're not really fair to the player, and I've had so many instances of friends who have done King's Fall, 70 runs, no touch of malice, and they're just down on their luck, and they're like, I'm never gonna get this gun. And some people to this day still don't have the raid exotics that they've been farming so hard for. And yeah, they've added new systems in the game where, yeah, it increases the initial drop chance, right? You can do all these things, like you can do it solo, you can do it solo flawless, you can do the feats. Again, I started doing the feats in this. You can do, you can get the collectibles, you can do it on Master, which this one doesn't have because they got rid of that. Let's see, what about an older raid like Salvation's Edge? Yeah. So, like, yeah. Completing it entirely the same class, doing all of the encounter triumphs, and then doing all the challenges, right? Doing it on Master, all the encounter challenges on Master mode, and then I think in, let's see here, Salvation's Edge, yeah, if you do it flawless, increases it ×3. Great, I do really appreciate that, but you want to know what did it right, and nobody's really talked about it. Kuroda's End. So how Kuroda's End works, I'm sure you already know. It's a quest, and you have to get a certain amount of Essence of the Oversoul, and then you will get the gun no matter what. And you will always get Essence of the Oversoul when you run the raid. You will always get a minimum amount. I think this should be the bog standard. If you want to do random drops, sure, maybe give a chance when you clear the boss to randomly give you all of the items that you need. But, don't lock people out completely. Give people a set number of runs that they need to get the exotic. Or, another thing you can do is you can do what you can do what, Garden did, where you have, I guess there's no, no, there is. There's a little secret quest within the raid to go get the exotic. I think this was really smart. This is pretty cool. And, if anybody of Bungie's listening, give us a master version and make that quest give a catalyst. But yeah, you can have a quest that, I don't know, it doesn't have to come out immediately. Because, I think this came out a week after the raid came out. I'm not sure. I don't remember. It's been so long. But yeah, you could do this instead. And people would like that a lot more. And I get there's novelty of the random drop and whatnot, but it just, again, it's just, I mean, I'm lucky, and I have all of the raid exotics. But for a time, I wasn't so lucky with Euphony. In fact, I didn't get Euphony until right before Renegades. Let's see, do I have a clip? I do have a clip of me getting it. I literally, for fun, I just duoed Witness with my friend, and I had a +9 drop for it, and I hadn't farmed Salvation's Edge because I just couldn't, and it was one, it was a really difficult time for me, and two, I was just so afraid of LFG, and I don't want to put up with it sounds horrible, but I don't want to have to put up with LFG, and it's such a scary thing because you have no idea what's going to go wrong, and then you have all those people who, like me, don't really have very many people to play with, and so, when they're forced into LFG, you never know what you're going to get. It's literal drawing bag. It's a drawing bag? I don't know. I don't know. It's not a good metaphor. There is a good metaphor for it, but I can't think of it. But, it's taxing. And I did all the master challenges. I did a few of the encounter triumphs. And I just didn't do it again after that because I couldn't bring myself to go do LFG. And then when my friend finally pushed me and was like, dude, just do a Witness with me. It's not that bad. I was like, okay, fine. And then the one time I do it, I get the freaking exotic. Hold on, let me pull up the clip. Yeah, so the one time I duo Witness after however goddamn long, I finally got Euphony, and this was, I don't know, how long has it been since this raid came out? It's been so freaking long. Because look, this was 11/26/2025, right? And this raid, when did this raid come out? This raid must have came out June, I don't know, June like 11th, 2024. This is over a year and a half since this raid is launched, and that's how long it took me to get this. And it sucks that I was locked out of this for so long because its novelty has completely worn off, and like this is just kind of pointless now. And there's nothing I can really do with it. But then on the other side for Sundered, which is not here, it's this one. Oh, it's not in here. For Sundered, freaking Finality's Augur is the best exotic in the game right now. And if you don't have it, you're screwed. Imagine how it must feel for a player who's been farming Sundered and has just not gotten it. And they're just like, I can't participate in the rest of the game because I don't freaking have this thing. Like, I can't imagine how that feels. It probably feels horrible. And I mean, if that's you, let me know. I would love to hear how you feel because you have a really valid opinion, and it's just like that's why I do these contests because I don't want to have to fight for my goddamn life trying to get this stupid exotic. And literally while the contest was active, I started doing these feats and I started doing the quest because I was having to cope with the reality of not clearing it and having to be forced into farming this boss again and again. And I was just so afraid of that. I just didn't want to do that. And it's just it I can't it's just it's not a good feeling, man. And so yeah, okay. I just realized this video is 20 minutes long already. Yeah, contest was good. There's room for improvement. I hope they make better choices next time. Probably really controversial. I'm sure people don't agree with me, but that's okay. If you don't agree with me, just please be respectful. Um, let's have a nice discussion about it. Um, because yeah, I would love to hear what everybody thinks about this. And if you don't agree with me, let me know. I wanna know how you feel about it because as a game designer, feedback is like some of the most important stuff you can come by, and you need feedback to pass. You need feedback to succeed. And so I think that if everybody provides their feedback to Bungie, we will have a better experience going forward. And I have no idea when we're gonna get the next raid. I have no idea when we're gonna get the dungeon. I don't think anybody knows except Bungie. But again, if we provide them feedback, they will listen. Granted, who they will listen to, that's a different question. What they will do is also a different question. It's very hard to know in the game industry how any of this works, but um I'd like to think if we're kind and respectful, they will listen and they will yeah, they will listen to us. So that's all I got for you. Have a good one. Thank you so much for watching.